Alright, somebody roll me a D100. We gotta see if you save Uncle Ben. Portal is closing.
I get to roll the D100. Fuck anyone else's roll. I rolled the 100 because he's my alt character.
Alright, 86, 8 plus 6. Nope, you don't save him. He dies.
Ooh.
Well,
What a
okay.
9
Holy
have
fuck.
won?
Next mission.
All right. No, last time on D&D. Welcome back, everybody. You guys had sailed from Foyle to Clawgrana, got some supplies, brought it down to New Winfield, got it sold for Richnorm's pirates, got paid, got some intel, and now you are leaving New Winfield for a small fortress island just north of Daggertooth. You used your old buddy Fios, paid him in some spheres. He used a scrying spell of sorts to locate Uncle Ben, because Uncle Ben was decently familiar to Fios. Fios was able to ascertain that Uncle Ben is incarcerated, amongst other folks, a dark, deep dungeon, and this dungeon belongs to some island fortress. So we are now en route to Daggertooth Island. And I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys want to approach from the south side, going in between Kihanu Island and Daggertooth Island, come up in the south and look for this Fortress Island. Is that correct, Mask and or Slate?
Yes.
Correct. Correct, if you didn't hear me.
I heard you. Thank you for that. All right. We are at sea, heading east. I will give you a few seconds for planning or discussing tactics, as we will get to the first bit of encounter as you guys get around the island.
We're gonna burn them all to death. That's what we're going to do.
That's right. You heard him.
I don't know about that.
From my mouth, the hellfire will cometh.
Oh, yeah.
You heard him.
Mr.
He's going to come
Hungry
from his
Man.
mouth.
That's right. Hello, Volbjorn. I hope you're well. Welcome back. We're back on the boat. Wish us luck. It's gonna be a lot of combat. Very nervous. I much prefer the roleplay ones because normally I feel like I can't get myself killed in roleplay.
So role playing, everybody. It takes from New Winfield to around the island. It's 3 days worth of travel.
Here's hoping. Easy seas. Not guaranteed. I don't have my forecaster's cloak anymore. Whenever Rob goes silent, I always assume that there are secret rolls that are happening. I have no idea if that's true, but it does make me nervous.
Sorry, I'm struggling here with the folders in Roll20 to
1,500
get the
bits,
island art.
holy moly, thank you.
It's all good. Take your time, bro.
That's a lot. Missed you too. Goodness.
Apparently.
The captain's a robot.
Like Roll20 is.
Yep. Captain's dead.
Pull
Uh-oh.
it back up.
It's a rocky shore, everybody.
I'll rock your shore, everybody.
Hell yeah, brother.
Nobody's gonna be able to see me in these shores. Slam it into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
Somebody cast water breathing on Arm. He's now fucking invisible. He just moves amongst the watery rocks.
Let me make sure I have the right spells for this.
Your lookout calls out about the craggy rocks as you guys start maneuvering between this little sliver of an island and Kihau Island. The shipping lanes turn very much Meresian between Onondaga and Chittenango. As you start coming up alongside, keeping your distance from the Daggertooth Island, seeing this jagged, ragged rock formation, judging by the speed, having to go down to make sure you guys don't hit any rocks, and looking over the maps from your cartographer there, the artificer, it's going to be another day to get to the north side of the island to where the supposed location of this fortress is. As you guys are sailing side, I need everybody who would be above deck to give me a perception check.
On either ship?
Oh boy.
On either ship is fine, yes.
What do I see with my specialized? Ooh, wow! Captain Mask with the nat 20. Hell
Top
yeah.
man.
Posture check. Thank
Wow.
you.
Let the 20s begin.
Captain Mask and Surgeon Primrose. You guys immediately notice that there are trolls on the island and you can't tell who they are. They are humanoid shaped, two-legged bipedals. But they definitely, like, you can see like groups of three. You see them like pointing at your all ships. You see them calling ahead to somebody. You see like other groups like come up over the horizon, take a look at your ships, and like slink back away. It's very obviously that like people are like pointing out your ship and reporting it. And now, as you sail by like for 10 more minutes, they're not doing a terribly good job, but they're trying their best to like use the vegetation of the island to like keep pace with you all and keep eyes on you, like the same three that kind of noticed you all, as they kind of follow you as you sail through these straits.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
They're probably reporting us to whoever took Uncle Ben.
It seems like we have some onlookers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should give them something to look at.
I'm sure if we approach them, they will run.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
as I
'cause they're cowards.
flex and show you the muscles.
This time I might actually be slightly intimidated based upon all of the shit that you've received. Turn you into an actual monster.
You got quite buffed recently.
Yes, please.
Well,
I said
It's-
we don't worry about it until we get to where we need to go, and then smack them around if we can get our hands on them.
we no longer have a surprise
I agree with
attack.
this statement.
Fuck.
Other than the fact that we may not need to smack them around. We may just need to hate on them a bit.
Okay.
We got a merc slap him around.
Ooh, baby, the remote slap.
I'll turn these fists of hellfire on and smack them around with open fists.
I absolutely
So,
believe that
slap.
you would do that.
Yeah, it's just an open fist punch, just a slap.
Not for him.
Slap
Not for
him
him.
around with some hellfire.
Yeah, he's a hellfire slapper.
Oh yeah, Arn, I specifically took the spell jump so that I can cast it on you so you can just beat the shit out of people.
Superman punch people.
Yeah.
Superman
Fucking-
fly through the air
Oh
and
my
breathe
God.
fire out of my mouth.
That plus your
Yeah.
leggings, it's gonna be funny.
This dude's gonna be fucking terrifying to fight or watch fight.
I just want to watch. It's gonna be great.
There's no chance I ever don't bet on him now.
Mhm. It's gonna be a good time for us,
As
hopefully.
evening light starts to wax, You guys get around. It opens up. The straits open up, and very far in the distance from the light on the horizons, you can see where the port city of Onondaga of the Meresians is to the south. You guys continue your little trip north up the little sliver of Daggertooth. As the craggy rocks are, you're able to get a little bit further out away from it now that you're no longer at the straits. And by this time, with this low light, it's you can't tell if you're being followed anymore.
Oh, they still are.
When you do get around to the north side of the island, you do see that Daggertooth, at least on this side, some of the craggy rocks, you can tell ships have wrecked here prior. There's like parts of hulls, just dilapidated masts, no rigging, no sails, obviously. Nothing recent in the shallows and whatnot. So you're able to steer clear as you make this turn over the north part of Daggertooth Island. But you do see that there is a sandy shoal not too far on away from the north tip on that north side beach that kind of faces to the northwest. But as you look out to the horizon trying to find this island fortress, very far on the horizon, do you see like these white stones that rise up out of the ocean, but you're too far to see what it is? What would you like to do?
How far away would you say these white stones are?
They're at the horizon, so 12 miles.
Can I tell as though if they're moving or not?
You can throw your spyglass up and take a look at them and watch them for a minute. But you'll see that like audio, that visual phenomena where it looks like they're moving because you're on a rocking ship, but like you watch it for a good like 10 minutes and you're fairly certain they're not moving. They're just white, tall white rocks.
We'll have to keep an eye on those. They could be something. Or they could be nothing. Rob has introduced something I don't know whether or not I should be wary of.
He's not wrong.
I think we'll be okay.
Well, it could be like, what's his name? The other captain when we were on the island? Lucky Island or whatever. Where they used, like that illusion magic.
Oh yeah, pirates.
To make it seem like it was way more difficult to get into the cove, I guess you'd call it.
Lucky Cove, yeah.
Lucky Cove, that's the one.
Scout Trooper V, thank you very much for the 99 bits. The last of my bits for game night. Hell yeah, game night.
I guess with that in mind, we'll keep on pushing.
Yeah.
Where would you like to push to?
You said we're on the south side of Dagger Island?
You just rounded that very north tip of Daggertooth Island. And you can see that on the northwest side of it, there's like a small beach you could probably sail to and drop skiffs in and go check it out. Because I know there was talks of checking out Daggertooth and maybe striking out if you can see the fortress from there. But where you are, you don't see the fortress yet. You see the little beach on the northwest side of Daggertooth, and then you see these like white rocks at the horizon. Like little pillar. Like some of them are thick, girthy pillars. Other of them are just like straight up pillars up, that rise up out of the ocean.
Girthy pillars, you say?
One of them definitely is a thick one.
Yet. Do we want to try and make landfall?
Yes, it's a rock. It's a sandy shore. So why don't we anchor out and bring in and take a boat in?
I was gonna say, well, we have at least some clear-ish area. We might be able to make landfall here and then push by foot.
Are we intending on landing on Daggertooth Island, or are we trying to get to that random island area? Where would you like to make landfall?
I mean, realistically, we have to get on Daggertooth. So I feel like Daggertooth would be the way to go, regardless of, you know, the one.
Well, I mean, all we've seen of Daggertooth so far are suspicious people supposedly following us, and lots of areas where other boats have perished.
That's why we anchor up and we go out.
Works for me.
Okay.
Woohoo!
All right. Pulling us short. Let's get some tokens down.
I'm very nervous.
Is Mr. Jiggums coming?
Captain?
I'm out of cutout. Is Mr. Jiggums coming?
No, he's gonna stay behind with the crew to guard the boat.
Guarding them barrels of ham.
Bring any crew members with you?
No, not for my ship.
Right.
I think that my ship is. They're gonna stay on in defensive, because I know we can usually handle ourselves. Our crew will probably need to defend from any other ship that may come in to sink us.
Right. You get through the craggy rocks. You find the beach area on this northwestern side of slip of Daggertooth Island. You pull your skiffs ashore. Sand crunches underneath the rowboats. The sun has yet fully risen in the morning, but it's low light, and you definitely see some things on this beach.
Does that look like it's like one of those fucking funeral pyres?
Yeah, it looks like a funeral pyre to this guy.
Perception checks.
Eh.
Fam, we have rolled above a 10 on everything so far.
Shh. How
We've been
dare
jinxed.
you, sir?
I rolled good on that one.
You did roll
You
good.
sure did.
You should punch it and light whoever's on it on fire.
Hellfire from above.
Engage.
I think Birch is also supposed to be with us, right?
This is a Gundam. Birch should be with us. Slate should also be with us, being an absolute cuck mobile.
I'm taking a shit.
You heard him. He's shit. From a butt, some would say.
Oh my god.
All right, for the 18 and the 23 and the 16, you absolutely see what looks like a fuel pyre. There's nobody in it, but it's definitely set up and it's definitely ready to go. You do see the rowboat further in on the beach as the elevation goes up and turns into grassland through the trees through this jungle. It's don't worry about this brown spot over here. It's all jungle all the way in.
Now, are these like tropical jungle, like coconut or bananulars?
Yeah.
Palm trees, coconuts, bananas, other
Oh
exotic
fuck yeah, we're taking
Indian
some
fruits,
stuff
dragon
when we
fruit,
leave.
crazy looking orange flowers that look like if you get too close, they'll fall on you and start sucking on your face and leave pollen behind on you.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck?
Some people pay extra for that?
That's oddly specific.
It's oddly specific because you definitely see some birds of paradise kind of like flap through and tip over one of the flowers and it literally just goes and the parrot freaks the fuck out, but eventually frees itself and flies away. But you see that it's like as every time it beats its wings, like a cloud of yellow pollen just like and falls into the jungle.
Oh, I'm glad it survived.
I mean, the flower doesn't look like it's doing anything like carnivorous. It just looks like it's a defense mechanism. Be like, get away from me! Poof, pollen cloud.
It's a defensive maneuver.
All right, Mask. If you're gonna be getting anything from the trees, watch out for the flowers.
Mm-hmm. There are so many things here that Slate might enjoy besides lime.
Yeah, I don't see any limes.
Fucking psychopath.
If he weren't shitting, he'd be so mad right now.
Yeah, well,
I can still hear you.
sorry he's sucking on the green fruit of sourness.
Well, do you guys want to investigate the funeral pyre or the rowboat that we see?
I want to see if there's like footsteps or stuff leading around this pyre or away into the jungle.
Haven't we been to something like this before? And it didn't turn out well?
Here?
I believe so. I believe that was the case. But this funeral pyre is not for us. It's for them. All of them. Or it's for us. I don't know.
Check to look for foot tracks or any kind of traffic leading from the beach.
Okay. Check.
Well, for investigation. So, as you look around, Captain, trying to find footprints, boot prints, any kind of paw prints, you can't. You just see the rippers of the sand. You can tell, like, when high tide came in and pushed up some seagrass and whatnot. But other than that, you don't see any footprints leading from the pyre up into the sand or even around that rowboat. It looks abandoned for quite some time.
Does that mean the wood on this pyre seems old?
It's definitely gathered from fallen wood just in the jungle. But luckily it's constructed where high tide can't get to it.
Did we see people scoping us out from this island area?
Yes.
They were definitely on this island, but you haven't seen them yet since nightfall, and you've gone around the northern tip, so you haven't seen any as of yet.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go see if there's any like fresh tracks by the coast, like the tree line.
So as you get up there and the sand turns to silty soil and whatnot, and you start walking around through the grass, trying to find any footprints, you still can't see any. The rowboat definitely doesn't look like it's been brought up here anytime soon. Like it's not damp. It doesn't have. It's not matted with sand on the bottom. It looks like it's just been sitting there.
For a long
Both oars are in it, but that's it. There's just the 2 oars. There's no other supplies. No other signs of folks.
Uh,
Well, if it's been there a while, then it might not be anything. Well, I'm not going to be looking. I'm not going to go too far, but I'm going to go up the coastline again and see if there's any footprints aloof.
What's your passive perception?
18.
Cool. Heading up that way, you do come across some berry bushes,
Mm.
and you can tell that they're in various stages of harvested. Like one is completely cleaned out, one is kind of got new buds growing back, and then you have another one that's flowering, and then the other one where like you actually see these little purple and red berries growing on it. Like as if somebody's actively harvesting this, but also doing it in a way that, you know, you take
Sustainable.
one. Yeah, exactly.
So if I burn all these bushes, they're bound to come running.
oh my god.
Aren't I know a guy?
A thing we could do,
I
I
like
guess.
burning things.
Yes, but they could be good berries.
No, we have a
Good berries are
limitless-
magical.
Limitless supply of good berry.
We have a pantry already.
Yeah, but it's just extra food then.
Yes.
So, and I'm hungry.
There's cocoa nuts all. What time of day did you say it was, Rob? Still early? Is it early morning?
Early morning.
Maybe we
time
start
for
a fire
second
and make some
breakfast.
food.
It's time for second breakfast.
That's fair.
Maybe even third breakfast.
Aren't you?
Somebody wants to get fat.
I don't know if that's a
We
thing.
gotta
No,
eat at least.
he's not
6
fat. His feet are just hairy.
We just gotta eat 6 times a day.
Maybe we see what's in the pantry. Yeah, good berry lady.
I'm hoping that we all brought some rations, considering I'd like to keep my spell slots in case we get ambushed. Thank you
I
very
got
much.
rations.
We don't have.
I got.
We need snack time. We can wait until we're back on the boat.
We have all learned our lessons.
No, we haven't.
That's
We've
true.
learned nothing.
I've learned
I
nothing,
have
and I
cold
keep it
weather
this way.
clothes, a tent, blankies, and rations. I have learned at least 1.4 whole lessons.
Nope.
I'm glad
Not
you
me.
have your blankies.
I have 5 blankies.
I have comfy clothes.
I have that too.
I have enough rations to make it 3 days.
I was looking for my 76 pounds of meat, but I'm pretty sure that we served
Pretty
that
sure
up.
that's on the boat or served.
Yeah,
No.
we smoked it and then we ended up serving it up. But I still got them there 20 rations.
You used all of the meat? I thought you went through a bit of it. Yeah, but
When we were doing hardcore roleplay things, we went through some of it and then we got back to the ship and then it was like, fuck it. Barrels of ham.
oh shit.
Smoked meat for the crew.
Smoked meat, smoked jerky for everybody.
You can't have ham around Jiggums. It'll go immediately.
Nope. And he has an infectious personality.
Fine, then I'm gonna go see if there's any animals I can hunt.
Oh, that'd be good.
Ooh, that sounds fun. I will keep my distance, but also look for things to shoot.
I would rather we keep an eye out for bad guys.
I can snap the necks.
Lady Prim, those are also things to shoot.
I don't think we should resort to cannibalism just yet, but understand.
Oh, no, I didn't say things to eat. I just said things to shoot.
I apologize for sniffling. I have a cold.
Very simple man.
I want to climb the tree
And Alex and Arn, give me a perceptions check as you guys enter the tree line.
Cool.
Give me a target.
Alex is very focused and not paying attention.
Give me a target.
And I want to climb the tree.
Oh, I'll let you climb the tree, and in conjunction with your 20 perception, as you get above the treetops, you can see a little bit of a wisp of smoke coming from that hide tent, and you can also hear what sounds like maracas being shaken gently, like.
I like
I
maracas.
give the hand motion to Alex and be like, give him the smoke signal, and then I give him a little cha-cha dance shake up in the tree.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I rolled a
Cha-cha.
solid 5 per perception.
Cha-cha dance. I love it.
Yeah, you didn't notice anything, but you are
I
noticing
didn't
Arn
notice
trying to get your
anything
attention.
natural, unnatural, or orange shaped.
Well,
Arn,
now
no,
you
Arn's
know.
trying to get your attention and relay to you. You see that, but you don't pick up on anything.
Oh,
to
okay. So I pick
share.
up on him.
You see
Okay.
him doing the cha-cha
I do
in the
him.
tree.
Is he? Arn, are you pointing any specific direction?
Yeah, I point towards the tent.
Like a southeasterly direction? Okay. Do I see anything over there? Now that I've trying to focus.
You do see the hut that he's motioning to.
And I kind of shrug, like, what the fuck is that?
I give you the cha-cha dance again.
I cha-cha real slow now.
We're gonna die.
That's all I can do because I don't have any way of
Oh my
saying
God.
anything to you without yelling.
So I take a little 5-step closer. I point and I'm like, is this way?
I nod my head yes.
All right, take a, kind of skirting the edge over here.
Skirt.
Skirt.
You start to hear the low sound of a maraca being shaken gently.
Oh, I start to cha-cha real slow now.
Now you get it.
Yep. I get a little closer. I go over here. I feel like this is close enough. Fucking ready to kill.
I'm gonna try. Nah, I'm gonna wait. I want to try something really stupid.
Be my reinforcements. I need airborne.
Okay.
You're up in a tree, right?
I'm gonna try something really stupid.
You're already in a tree, and
I'm
your
jumping.
greaves. Yeah.
I'm jumping to the other tree.
Oh golly, I want to know if he makes it.
The
You're
20.
gonna have to give me an
I wanna know.
acrobatics check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
7.
You gotta wait for the check. I tell you, you're a little
My
might excited
apologies.
here, buddy. Still 20. You make it into the other tree.
Okay.
Reloading my
Roll
climbing.
roll me a D100 now, Arn.
See if all your bones break.
Oh.
It's not like they're already not broken.
69. Nice.
3
Yes.
large spiky fruits fall from the tree and thud to the ground.
Off of that.
The maraca
60
shaking inside the tent ceases.
Oh no.
after that 69.
Would I have noticed this?
Oh yeah, you would have watched him leap over, jumped into the tree, got his footing, saw the fruits literally just go thump thump, and then you heard that cease.
With the fire pit here, some kind of furniture here. Can I ascertain that this is like the entrance flap?
That is the entrance flap.
Okay. I pull up the gun. I don't know why Cat's not on here. Cat would be with me. Right there. Is that a squeaky toy?
You know it's a squeaky toy.
I do.
Who's talking?
And I just
about?
I
Is it
fucking hold
Julie?
my action. I prepare for whatever the hell is gonna come out that flap.
I hunker down into the tree where I don't think I can be seen.
Oh, boy. Is it a good guy? Is it a bad guy? Who knows? Is it somebody who doesn't want us around? Probably.
There we go.
Oh boy. Let's find out.
10 minutes goes by. The maracas start up again.
This motherfucker is like unbothered.
I want maracas. They're fun.
Okay. I point to Arn to get his attention. I kind of do a little wave.
I got you.
I point to the cat, and then I point to the flap, and then I hold up one finger and to my lips, like, you know, shh, wait. And then I'm gonna send the cat over here.
E1, make a stealth check, unless he's not trying to be not
He
hurt.
is not trying to be stealthy. We're trying to draw him out.
Alright, so when he gets about right there, the maracas suddenly stop, and you hear him go to the ground, and a voice from inside the tent calls out, like, "Who dares interrupt me?" As you clearly hear something maneuver around in the tent, you have 2 seconds.
It is I, the great imposter. I yelled at.
Tent flap goes. One of these Tritons walks out, fucking hands up. He's got what looks like a fishing bite. And he's like, "A what? A what pasta? How dare you interrupt me? I'm doing my morning rituals. Hey, you're a Bublander. What are you doing on Daggertooth Island?"
That's
I'm
cool.
coming here to save my uncle. I do not mean harm to the innocent or those who do not mean harm to us.
Harm? You're laying foot on this sacred island is harm enough. Unless your uncle is a fellow Triton or merfolk and you're some half-breed wit, your uncle not be on this island.
You have answered all of my questions appropriately, and I thank you, kind sir, and we shall evacuate. And cat
Wait,
runs away.
he says.
Cat sits.
Who are you, really? And why have you come to this most sacred island?
My name is Alex Burton. My uncle Benjamin Burton has been kidnapped and is being held hostage by a pirate crew. We search for him. There are several small pieces of land here, and we know that he is in this area. We have been watched and observed. I only want my family back, but we mean no harm or disgrace to your sacred lands.
Of course you're being watched and observed. You're being watched and observed right now. This is a sacred island for the Tritons and the merfolk. All the other upright standings around this area know better to be on here. Who who is your captain?
His name is Captain Mask of the Masked Maiden. There are several ships in our fleet, and my uncle, Benjamin Burton, sailed as a part of the fleet of the Masked Maiden for trade. He was taken hostage, even though he is not a violent man.
Captain Mask, Slate, Primrose. I need perception checks from y'all.
Uh-oh.
What if my eyes are closed?
That's fine.
What if I'm taking a nap?
Captain Mask and Surgeon Primrose, you guys definitely notice other folks in the tree line stealthily approaching Alex and Arn from behind.
I'm gonna stealthily approach them from behind.
Yo, the old sneaky beaky.
Are
So
we
the
able
Master
to
of Waves
hear
looks at you, Alex, and says,
them?
You will bring your captain before me. You will do so promptly, for your captain will have to make a pilgrimage. You will
A
have to.
dexterity check.
He's gonna have to pay homage for his travesty of crossing and transpassing on this sacred island. Do you understand this?
I understand the words that come out of your mouth, but I do not agree for the meaning. I have not come here to transgress or to transpass or trespass. I have come here to save my family. I will
Ignorance
pay
is not
homage.
a plea to get you out of this. It must be
That's
met.
Then I will make the pilgrimage. He is my family. I have
I
asked
don't
my
have
captain to
tow
do
with
this.
you.
Well, he is a captain who makes his own decisions. I shall call him and ask him, but I am sure that he will ask me to pay the price and to go on the pilgrimage for my family.
Surely it was your captain's choice for you to make landfall on this island, so your captain will come and pay.
Technically, I am the cartographer and the one who makes the maps of the islands. I just thought this was the best place to do it without ruining our ships. So he followed my judgment.
If you wish to have charts, the merfolk will trade you. The merfolk have plenty of charts of these surrounding islands.
Fantastic. I can trade you charts of the greater islands outside of your area so that you understand if any other transgressors come to your space or to your island, you would know where they come from. And over my shoulder, I yell, Captain Mask, you are being summoned. I do apologize, sir. I have no idea where the fuck he is. I'm just yelling that above and like kind of up and to the left.
You're close enough to hear him, Mask.
I bet I am. But I'm not going to say anything because I see that his sneaky boys are being sneaky boys.
I apologize.
Yeah, they've snuck further, but they're still hiding behind the tree, out of sight from both Arn and Alex. But obviously, you all would have saw where they moved to.
Hand on the top of my head, Rob, I have a question.
Sure.
V1 has that ridiculous trait that he can never be surprised. Would he notice them at this distance
Oh
or
my
no?
god.
Because he's sitting. He's sitting. After the Triton
That's
said,
fine.
wait, don't run away, he's
Okay.
just sitting.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, like, would he do anything to signal
Bots.
for them, look, or anything like that?
Nope. What's
Okay.
what's its passive perception?
His passive perception is 20. I can't remember what the stupid trait is called. It just means he can never be surprised.
That's fine.
I'm not
But
asking
no,
for some metagame BS.
they're being very careful to not to keep out of y'all's line of sight. They just didn't see your three compatriots on the beach.
Okay, yeah. So like, Cat's not paying them any mind. He's way more focused on the wave master in front of him. Okay, that's all. So my attention is rapt. Excuse me. Are you of? Apologize. I apologize for the offense. I believe you are of the Triton race, if I am not mistaken.
As I am mighty Triton, that who dwells under the seas.
I apologize for my ignorance. May I know your name? I believe that introductions are very respectful.
I'll give you your name once your captain arrives. I have tow. Tow must be met.
I understand completely. My captain is an independent actor. I shall summon him again and do my best. Captain Mask, this conversation cannot continue without you. He wishes not to speak to me, only to you. I can't smooth talk my way out of this. I'm not my uncle.
Sorry, that was good. Ooh, that was funny.
Nope.
I look at him and I say, I apologize for any disrespect. My name is Alex Burton. I hail from the island this port city called Gateway, and this is my machination. I call it Cat. And I apologize for any offense. I shall stand fast and recall my companion as we wait for my
He-
captain to make his move.
He surveys you and the cat, and he starts surveying the rest of the jungle, and he notices the two fruits at the bottom of the tree, and he looks up, and he sees a gray mass up there that looks like a rock, and obviously it sticks out, and how small it is. He just points and looks at you and looks up at that and goes, "You, child, get down from there before you hurt yourself."
Child, please do not provoke him. Arn, please come down peacefully. Peacefully.
Yeah.
I jump down. Fine.
With a graceful landing. Thank you, Arn. This is the silver bullet. He is a crewmate of mine. He is very well versed at jumping, bouncing, breathing fire, and wrestling. He absolutely loves the fisticuff.
I much really would like to meet your captain now that I see that he employs children.
It's not.
I'm not.
He is not a child.
child.
He was originally of the human race. He died. He was reincarnated as a rock gnome. He is an adult man. He even has a partner on an
Ooh.
island far, far away. He is an adult man.
She doesn't go
I've
to this
taken-
island. You wouldn't know her.
And I've
been there.
taken down giants.
He wrestled a rock, the bird, to the ground, and some other weird stuff.
Large creatures.
I once
die by
saw
these
him
hands.
suplex a kanku.
Captain Mask, please
I'm
That's
not
not
see
impressive.
this Triton.
Kenku are dirty raven folk.
And that's why we suplex
Wow.
them.
You can't just.
I
Is
know.
that it?
I'm not encouraging the racism. I'm just trying to make peace. Oh. Captain, my captain! Captain of any of the ships in this fleet, please. One of them. Slate. Ask.
Are these people still just stealthily standing behind them?
Just up against the trees, staying low profile, not moving. No, I will also say you didn't see them with any weapons out.
They're probably just curious what's going on.
Well, how you doing, Slate? It's about time a captain gets here.
Are they actively trying to be stealthy, or are they like now just kind of standing around like, all right,
No,
well,
they're actively they're like pressed up against the trunks of the tree. They're avoiding the line of sight of where Alex,
Probably
Arn,
nervous.
and now Slate are standing.
Yeah.
Sounds like some trees need to be burned to the ground.
No.
No.
not
No,
that
they
you
didn't
know
do
about.
that.
No.
So
Yeah,
so
I
as
think only
Slate
2 people have
approaches,
seen him.
and Alex has said, oh, one of them are captains. The Triton turns to you, Slate, and goes, "Are you this man's captain?
Yes.
You and I have tow. Yeah, I demand tribute for you standing on this sacred island, as all surface dwellers were supposed to know that this is merfolk land. It is okay that you did not know and you have arrived. You will have to pay tribute for your lack of knowledge and lack of decorum and respect to the merfolk people. It is simple, yes.
You want.
A tribute.
Kill him.
You
Yeah,
will be paid in
which
kind.
is what? Money? Stuff?
It is whatever you have value.
Oh God, we value terrible things like blowing people up, fucking hookers, and killing slavers.
And
If you would like us to kill slavers for tribute, we will gladly kill the slavers for tribute because I'm pretty sure we value that above everything else.
Does he want Pella?
I enjoy.
No.
Know what?
You are
Not
not
getting
offering
Pella.
up Pella.
Come on.
Come on.
So, considering I don't know your customs, your whatever you hold sacred, I don't want to disproportionately give you an inadequate gift or tribute, as you want to call it. The way I see it, this is just extortion until you tell me what's owed.
Ah,
So
you
if I were
speak
to give you
wise, sir
something
captain.
I value, but you don't see as valuable, you could see how that would be insulting, right?
You speak wise, as a fellow captain. I see why you have been elevated to the position by your men. I will explain it to you. It is quite simple. For the travesty of trespassing on these sacred lands, to pay tribute and to have tow with me to remove said tow, you are to give up something in tribute that you think is of value and of equal proportion. It is not for me to tell you. It is for you to give and for me to judge and see what the actions are. It is supposed to be very simple. We merfolk and Tritons are peace-loving folk of the seas, and we do wish to live in peace with you surface dwellers. We don't mean you any harm.
Okay. Oop, fuck. Goddamn opera.
Give him a toe.
I walk over to him, pull out
He
my dagger first light, and hand it to him. Hilt
looks it
first.
over. Okay. He looks it over. He pulls out like a coconut husk and he kind of like shaves off some of the hairs of the coconut off, and he seems fairly impressed. And then he looks up and to the east, and you hear him make like some like clicking sounds, and suddenly these other two stand up and away from the trees to be seen.
I'm gonna stand up right behind one of them.
You're not even like
You're like,
close to them, are you?
Well, I
you're
don't
like,
know
run
where
over
they
there
are,
and do
so
it?
They're
Oh, I
down
didn't
here.
know exactly what. Okay.
Merfolk.
Yes. Eh. Sorry, I
So
had my cameras
cool.
scrolled somewhere else.
They're so pretty.
Are we square? Can we do what we came here to do, or is this going to be a common occurrence?
No, Captain. This, Captain, is enough to relieve the tow that you have with me. I thank you for your tribute. Now,
Cool.
we can have peace talks. Please, join me. As he goes back into the... holds the flap up, and reaches over, grabs some cups, and comes back forward. He hands you an empty cup, as he's got a whole bunch of cups in his arms for everybody here, including the people on the beach. So when these two stand up out of the trees, Mask, and you come fucking and stand up next to the one closest to you, the merfolk, she turns back to you and considers you and goes, "I've known you were there this whole time. You are nothing but a clumsy cat."
Oh shit, she fucked up.
Well, good. I knew you were here. I see we've gotten the formalities out of the way. Now let's go have peace talks.
Yes, I heard that tow has been served. Now we will have talks. Please
Man,
come.
you guys love your toes. This is Ski Island?
Toskies.
I'll just wave the other people forward.
How you doing?
Oh yeah, we enter.
She looks at you. She looks at you and goes, "You something wrong, child? Is your diet considered of nothing but rocks?
Huh? No. Lots and lots
Perhaps
of
you should eat some
protein.
coil then to get some color in those cheeks." As she pats your cheek on your face.
You can pat all you want, sweetheart.
What is this, sweet heart? Are you saying that I have a sweet fondness?
Yes.
It's a term of
The
endearment. He uses it rather liberally. I apologize.
the Master of Waves distributes his little wooden cups to everybody, including the two merfolk that were watching from the trees. Now that everybody's got a cup, he goes back into his tent and he comes out with a jug that he has to uncork, and he pours a purple liquid into everybody's cup.
Thank him for it, and I wait for
Don't
this.
drink it
I
yet.
wait for everyone
So,
to be ready.
while he's doing that, in response to you saying that he uses it liberally, the blue merfolk looks over to you and considers you and says, "Is that to mean that the words of the small child are not to be taken?"
I am not a child. I am a
He
man.
is a man.
Not to be taken what? Seriously? Did you say?
Seriously,
Are you taking
Get cut
semi-seriously?
I would say if he threatens to fight or wrestle you, take it seriously.
Are you familiar with the idiom "with a grain of salt"?
Right. If it sounds like some kind of a term of endearment or a sentiment, grain of salt.
If you want to wrestle, take it as I want to beat you up.
There'll be no violence on this island.
Then please do not take anything that he says seriously. Ignore everything that comes out of his mouth. Laugh it off and tell him next time. And I promise you, everything's going to go great.
If your small man insults us, your captain will have tow again with the master of waves.
It is only listen. Offense is in the eyes of the offended. If you do not take anything that he says to be serious, then you can never be offended by him. That's your choice.
After the master of waves finishes filling up the last cup, and as you guys are trying to have this conversation, he cuts it short, and he holds up his wooden cup. And he goes, and he starts to make his little speech, and he goes, "In the traditions of old set down before us amongst our old gods, he who left the waves to us and abandoned the world, and these creations that raise across, peace offered between sea dwellers and land dwellers, let it be known that a symbiotic relationship can be forged and form. We now take this offering unto ourselves as we drink together as one party on this island under the banner and truce of peace." As he clearly indicates to Slate, as he's been dealing with him, and like raises his cup to you and takes a sip. And then as he sips, the other two merfolk immediately sip.
As they sip, I sip.
Yep,
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah, let's all sip
Does
together.
it smell goofy? Or
Sure.
does it smell like just liquor? Or does it smell familiar?
It smells like fermented berries, but as it touches your all's lip, the viscosity of it is like it fills in the cracks. So if anybody had any if anybody was in the need of chapstick on their lips, like now all your little lines are like stained with purple.
Have you guys ever done a pot roast and taken a little sip out of the trimmings?
No, you fucking animal.
The taste of this liquid though, it is like a sour berry. It doesn't sting though. It actually leaves a interesting taste. But you can definitely, as you guys all finish your sips and like the cups come down, you see that their bottom lips are stained, and you see amongst yourselves that like the little bit of juices are like staining the little cracks in your lips and whatnot and filling it up. As you can definitely tell that the rest of the viscosity that coated the inside of your mouth and your tongue, you can only surmise that it is also now stained in the same purple liquid. The master waves then motions to the ground and sits Indian style, cross-legged. So does the other merfolk.
Okay.
Top
well,
seat.
I think it's it.
Get my.
After my one sip, I down the rest of mine.
Yeah, he's cool with that. So the master wave looks over at you, Slate, and goes, "Now that tow has been resolved and we are under peace, Captain, please tell me of this mission. Maybe perhaps the merfolk can help you. And also, if you are looking," he looks back over to Adam or to Alex and says, "Also, if you are looking for barter, she might not know anything about charts, but Sasina here will know."
For barter?
For barter. Anyways, Captain, tell me more of this mission.
I would love to barter.
Well, the plan, no offense, doesn't really. I don't want to involve you unless I have to. The less you kind of involve yourself would be for the better, I think. But we're basically crossing your island to get a look at the other island that's off the shore to the north. Just a little reconnaissance. Maybe you have intel about it, but I'm not going to ask you to go look at it for us.
You are a very wise captain. This uncle, was he captured for fighting slaves, as this one mentions?
No, he's kind of maybe captured either for goods, money, or maybe to get at us. We don't know.
Have you made many enemies on these seas, Captain?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more than a few.
Well, you are still alive, so perhaps this is a testament.
I didn't do it alone.
No,
He did it alone.
but your leadership with your men, obviously. So I see your 2 vessels out there in the seas, and I see this group that you've come ashore with. You all look to be of fighting shape. You are commended to be able to lead such strong men and women.
Well, thank you.
Flexing time. Oh,
God.
muscles.
A grain of salt.
Tell me, with the eclectic group that you have brought upon this island, are you all from the same nation? Do you all follow the same gods or beliefs?
Nope.
No, not even close.
Nope.
Very well.
It's more of a bond forged through things done together, traumatic events, and some like-mindedness.
What have your histories told you of the merfolk and the tritons?
We haven't run into any. Um, the only water-dwelling folk we've run into are really Birch back there, the water elves, and the Sahagin, who less than cordial.
From being raised in Gateway, I was taught that the merfolk are an intelligent species who keep to themselves.
There you
Didn't
go.
we?
Nothing
Some
nefarious.
merfolk?
There was the Sahagin that we
Yeah.
encountered. It was not merfolk.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the old country. There's not a lot of sea folk where I'm from.
And I was raised here in the Olaine, in the archipelago of islands. I know
Same.
a
Prim is
little.
bouncing up and down in her spot. She's like,
Oh,
"You guys were the first on this planet."
Oh.
oh yeah, maybe talk to her. She knows quite a bit about it. No, we'll sidestep
She
here.
knows a few things about a few
She
things.
She knows
has
a
done
few
a lot more
things
research.
because she's seen a few things.
It is fortunate to hear that you have fought the Sahagin. They are, of course, kin of us under the water, but they are also the unsavory kind of kin. So
Would you like to know
We sure discovered that.
how
he holds up a finger real quick to Alex, and
Okay,
he
sorry.
looks over to Primrose and he goes, "But it is nice to see that somebody has done her research and knows her history. Yes, this land, this whole world was left to us, to my people, to the sea folk. How did you come across this? I must know."
We have been fortunate enough to have been to some places that had some very beautiful murals of the beginning of this world, where we saw merfolk and
Oh yeah, we also
people
met
of the
a dude.
water having experienced some, I think it was some sort of comet, and we came across some paperwork in older places where we've been that seem to signify that you guys have been the first, as well as we were very fortunate to talk to some very learned people about the creation of the world. So we've found out through various means, and it's an honor to meet you guys in person. I apologize for us accidentally overstepping our area, but it is lovely to meet you.
It is an honor to meet you all. Strong, battle-tested, well-traveled, and learned even. It is fortunate. Perhaps you stumbling upon my camp and interrupting my ritual was part of the ritual. His finger drops back down and looks back to Alex, and he goes, "Sorry, did not mean to interrupt you. I did wish to hear out your fellow compatriot and how she came across this knowledge. You were saying."
I apologize for my impertinence. I do get very excited. You you seem as though a very refined, learned man, merfolk. Um, I my excitement for the technology and my creations sometimes leads to awkward social situations. I was simply very excited as to how one of our creations really, 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 the Sahagin had a really bad day. And they had to, there were Pearl Chain Islands, they had done a bunch of stuff, and we waged an all out war on them. And I'm just really proud of myself. And we clipped off the whole top of their entire fortress with one of the cannons on our ship. That's all. That's all. We just have not been friendly to them. That's all. Sorry.
Well, it was a good trial to hear. The Sahagan unfortunately bring many horrors into the sea.
We took
Plagued,
many out.
they have plagued many islands with their horrible creations of underwater creatures, like two-headed sharks and giant king crabs.
We hunted those for
Those were
sport.
fun.
Yeah,
Those were
those were
fun.
good.
Mhm.
Yes, two-headed sharks. Yes, fun.
He looks back to Slate and he goes, "Well, Captain, as you said, you're not asking for any intelligence or what we may know about surrounding areas or places of interest where perhaps an uncle could be kept. I will assure you, though, we are not keeping any humans, nor below the seas."
I believe it.
Good. And actually, I was asking for that. I wasn't asking for you to help though.
Right, he wasn't asking for you to
Ah.
go out and collect it
I don't need you to physically do anything, but if you already have the info,
passively.
You will notice that there are white cliffed rocks out at the horizon to the north from here. For some time, merchants have come in and have fortified those rocks. They have made it what seems to be, what is your common word, a logistics hub for their enterprise. Many ships come and go from there. If your uncle was taken by anybody and held anywhere, and you're saying that you have been pointed to this area, that's where I would start. However, if these folks are your enemies, they're going to see your ships coming from afar. You will have to sneak in. And this is where I could potentially offer some assistance.
I've
As you say, I will not go with you, but I could give you something and let Nasera here go with you under the waves to the merfolk village, not too far from here. And
remember
you'll
how
be able to get passage close up to this fortification.
all right, so remember how Prem was like bouncing on her toes to tell her history of what she knows about the merfolk? Yeah. Alex is bouncing on his tip. Excuse me, Wave Master.
Yes.
Logic would dictate that a ship would be seen if it was above the water. However, if we were able to, I don't know, breathe under the water or maybe, swim under the water, we could get there stealthily. Are you implying that you have an ability for us to go under the water? I mean, a gift. Maybe I don't.
If if I've judged your physical powers as a group, your ability to swim underwater will be pretty easy. But yes, I'm aware that you land dwellers require breathing underwater. There are certain abilities, magics, and or sea flora that would help. We would be perhaps inclined to share with you.
My
not all of us need it actually, but
Yeah, technically not all of us need it. Some people can wild shape, some people can do this naturally. I apologize. I do get very excited about learning and understanding new things. Is there anything that I could trade with you as a thank you? You owe us nothing. We have come to your island, we have paid tow. You owe us absolutely nothing. I would feel indebted to you if you were to give us this gift without us giving or offering something in return. Is there anything that we can do for you or give to you any knowledge questions, anything we may be able to answer or help with, any technologies or anything at all that we may be able to do for you.
And
can have my
that
lucky
is why
cannonball.
Toe was paid. We don't need to be giving gifts to one another, and we do not need to be paying for their tribute. We are amongst one another under the banner of peace and cooperation.
This brings my heart more joy than you can understand, and I thank you infinitely.
Therein lies an offer. How would you wish to approach said fortress to learn to see if your uncle is here? I've only offered assistance, like you said. You're not looking for me to get involved. I'm not going to. I will only bring you to places where others could help.
I do believe that under the waves, under the water from here to the next island over would be the most beneficial way for us to approach under the starlight. Uh, hopefully under cloud coverage. I feel as though we used to be able to tell the weather, but somebody gave up that ability.
Eh.
But
What a specific call out.
so
It's
yes,
all right.
it would be wonderful to be able to do this under the waves at night. I fear that if we approach too aggressively and too quickly, they may execute my uncle.
Well, Melissa, please prepare the kelp for these. I can give you a show of hands who will require the assistance of breathing underwater.
Alex
I raise-
raises his hand.
I raise my hand.
Yep.
Jump up and down so you can see me.
Yep. I mean, might as well get it.
Depends how much work it takes for him to create one. But if it's just a batch, then yes.
He's just rolling up seaweed and shoving it in our nostrils.
You see the blue merfolk stand up. She walks off the beach. She dives into the waves. He retreats back into his hut. He comes back out, and he's got like a bowl, incense sticks, and he sets it up close near the fire on like a little stump. And he lights it, and then he pulls out like a staff, and he pulls this like what look like a wooden pendant necklace. He pulls it up, and he pops off in a lid, and inside is like this green paste. Everybody who raises their hand, he takes his thumb, puts it in the green pastes, and then like uh rubs it a little bit on each of your all's noses, and then a little bit on like your necks that's exposed. He does ask you if he can touch you before he does this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Give me that Vicks Vapo Rub.
Woohoo! The rock can now breathe under the water.
Not yet.
Okay. Soon.
He says, "Please sit here for a moment." As he sits down, begins his prayer, and he closes the little compartment on this thing. He pulls out these two elongated, weird conch shells, and then he starts shaking them. And these are the maracas sounds that you heard before. So now it's outside. It's like, and he starts saying an incantation, and he's going to ritual cast breathing, underwater breathing on all of you over the next 10 minutes to get you all ready.
It takes him 10 minutes to cast it.
Yeah, because he's ritual
Okay.
casting it.
I apologize. I didn't know if he expressed to us how long the effect would last.
After 10 minutes and he's cast the spell, he opens up his eyes. He goes, and like you guys can tell, like the paste that he put on your noses on your neck, it kind of gave like a cooling sensation, and now it's so those parts of your skin are so sensitive that you can feel the slight breeze through the trees on those parts of your body. By the time he's done, Melissa has come back from the, and you see that she has in her arm, like she's harvested a bunch what looks like kelp, like a bunch of seaweed, and she comes over and she hands like a good handful, and it's like like these plants that are just like had raised their hand about breathing underwater. And this is where the master of the waves explains. He goes, "Yo, the spell for you to breathe underwater will last enough time for you to get to the village with Nicia. When you begin to feel the effects to wear off, you'll get a almost suffocation-like feeling. That is when you are to eat this kelp."
How much?
And most likely the
A,
portion that he
a
gives each of
mouthful.
us.
No. I mean, she gives you a lot. He goes, "You really need to take a mouthful of this kelp in. And as you munch on it, the oxygen that you require will come free of this plant, and you should have enough left in this for any preparations you'll need to make in the village, as any guides from there to bring you to this fortress can help you from that point on."
Oh, thank you, my sea goddess. Thank you for this kelp.
I am no sea goddess.
You are to me.
Quick, catch him. He's simping.
Again, grain of salt. Grain of salt.
Your tongue wags as if you were an oyster, and this grain of salt you speak of is if some time would go by and you would spit out a pearl. Is that it? Have I caught your saying?
I don't
Yes.
think you're getting any pearls from that one.
No, it's not.
But he hopes to spit out a pearl. Is that it?
He would hope.
He
Yeah,
sure
that's pretty
does.
If he
close.
could.
Yeah.
Yep. He would hope to. It would take for fucking ever.
I mayhaps know of some oysters that would be interesting for you to see you wrestle, since you speak of taking down giants.
Yep. I would
Oh, yeah.
also like
Oh,
to see
Yeah,
that.
now I'm
like her.
intrigued. Yeah, now I am intrigued.
Bring in the oysters.
Perhaps on the way to the village we might take a sidetrack.
I'm gonna be honest. This guy talks mad trash. You will never find anything more impressive than him trying to fight, tackle, and strangle something. So if there is a detour to be made,
I will
let
pull
us
those
make it.
mussels out of their shells and strangle them in the air that they don't breathe.
Do oysters breathe?
An intellectual he is not.
As I
Open.
clink my cup together and chug whatever's left in it, which is nothing.
Yeah, as I say, you drank it all. All right. Well, it was an honor to meet you all. I would say you are welcome back, but like last we said, this island is sacred.
Yeah.
However, on your return visit, knowing the location of the village you're about to know, you may visit it, and you may ask for me there. My name is Vastari Lahuri.
I would say you're welcome back, except you just fucking are not. Point taken.
It's not wrong. We're not supposed to be here.
Masari stands up after handing out a good deal of the kelp to everybody who needs it. And she goes, "All right, are you ready?"
Let's go.
Well, if we are ready, then we shall begin to swim. And she brings you all to the beach.
Alright.
Yep, I think we're ready.
We're swimming around the island.
I'm a dolphin now.
Ooh.
No, that's
For
an
what
owl.
purpose?
Do we need to carry you to the water?
No, in the water.
Just drag her by the
Yeah,
tail.
God, that would suck. No, I wait until we're in the water and then I swap.
I wouldn't
I shall
drag her
carry
by the
Prim
tail.
as a dolphin.
No.
Dolphin.
So you get below the waves. Richstorm is good to go. Prim, dolphined up. Everybody else, you were breathing. You were like breathing through your nose, and you feel like this passage of like this weird sensation of water like going up your sinuses, but then like you feel your neck like flex as like you are breathing underwater. You know, for some of you, it's a your body almost kind of rejects it as is like you're underwater. There's no way this can happen.
Your brain's like, nah.
Slight anxiety for those that are not used to this.
First of all, how dare
You
you bring
follow-
real life conditions into my fantasy world?
This is so freaky.
You follow Nisa underwater, and Bridgestorm knows, but for all you, like, yeah, you're underwater. Just because you can breathe underwater doesn't mean you can speak. As you should be kind of familiar with this when you guys attacked Sahuagin.
Mhm.
After 2 hours of swimming,
Pretty.
everybody who does not have a swim speed, give me a con save.
Couldn't
Don't we
be
all
me.
have
I'm
swim
a
speed,
motherfucking
technically?
dolphin.
Nope.
Motherfucking dolphin.
You said a con save?
A con save.
Oh,
Pretty good.
I'm over here doing a kitty paddle.
Mhm.
I can't imagine you're liking this.
No.
Now that everyone knows what you are, it all makes more sense.
I can't believe he's actually in the water.
He has to keep the illusion.
I have to be in the water or else this is all pointless.
I have a question. Being that I have these things on my legs,
His water walking greaves.
yeah, that I can walk on anything, is it keeping me from going into the water?
Or are just his legs sticking up like snorkels?
You're just walking on the bottom side of the water.
Oh god, that would be so fucking baller, dude.
That would be cool.
Like just the opposite of Jesus. He doesn't walk on water, he walks underwater.
That's terror.
Yeah, it is
No,
pretty fucking terrifying.
When you choose to swim, you can your greaves allow you to break water and
Thank
swim.
God.
Okay.
Oh, he broke his water. Quick, go to the hospital. Oh, fuck yeah, man. Let's do this shit. Sorry, guys, I'm back.
So as you guys approach a lit up village made of coral, built out of the side of these cliffs down below the waves, various merfolk and Triton like poke out from behind some of them and look out through windows. Some you see some carrying Biden swimming patrol, swim around in like a wide arc of this place. They all kind of gawk as you all come in, but like nobody's like offended. Everybody's like just watching y'all come in as Nisa guides you all in. And she brings you to one of these huts, one of these giant little holes into the cave. This like awesome shell conch opening, coral grown up around it, in this like purple orange, rough hued edges. She kind of motions for you all to like swim inwards, like don't touch the side of the walls. One at a time. For those without swim speeds, the 2 hour swim, you stave off exhaustion. You are conserved enough strength, had a good enough form that this wasn't too bad.
Dude, I'm tying a fucking. I'm Aquamaning on fucking Prim. Just straight up rope on the tail. Drag me.
This does not surprise me at all. This is fine.
Prim, it doesn't surprise any of us. So I looked at my sister and we go tandem. So we're both tied off to him, and then V1 is just kind of like walking on the surface of the seabed, just kind of following us from below because the heavy
Clomp,
metal
clomp, clomp.
and no actual need to breathe. So we're just kind of do that shrug, look at each other, sigh, and just
I expected this swim to be worse for
Yeah.
our captain, so this is
It's-
fine.
it's a living.
So V1's not
Agreed.
going to be able to get in this hovel then if he's on the seafloor, because you guys go into like a mid-level hovel.
Look, and as much as I want him here for story, solid metal.
Yeah.
V1 patiently sits and wags its tail
What a
as it
good
looks
captain.
up from the bottom of the ocean.
Bork.
Meow.
As
It's all
you
his
all come
balls.
into the hovel space, she motions for her after she like watches y'all come in and make sure nobody like kicks at the coral or the opening or whatnot, and y'all don't scrape the sides or cut yourselves. She weaves in between you all as you wait in the little foyer, and she motions you to follow her down a hallway. It goes further into this cliff face, and then suddenly it opens up into this grand chamber, and everything in here is like white marble or white bleached coral. And she was sitting, but across the chamber is a merfolk with these like beautiful blue like fins, like not a clownfish. What's the invasive one that's terrorizing Tampa?
Snakehead?
Lionfish?
Lionfish. Yeah, it's like a
Lion.
it's like lionfish, but they're like blue spotted. Oh shit! Actually, here
That's terrifying.
Picture?
you go.
Oh yeah, it's got fucking wings everywhere.
Yeti.
Oh wow.
She sees
guided
you all
by
come
the
in,
heavens.
and this is when Nissa looks over to you, Primrose, and kind of like says through the language you understand as a dolphin that you might want to be prepared to shift back. As this merfolk with this large ornate trident stands up from her little throne, you taps the trident on the ground like 2 times, and suddenly you all hear like water whooshing sounds as all the doors in this chamber shut, but then the chamber empties out of water.
Oh,
So that
okay,
way
swap.
you are all able to have a conversation and be able to speak. There's still water in the chamber, but now we all can walk around, and it's like ankle deep.
Is this where I'm slamming my kelp?
No. You're still good. Like when the water level drops below like your nose and like neck, you feel like this like damp relief through your sinuses, but then you realize like, wait, my sinuses are damp, like, and I can feel it, and this is weird and awkward, but like the spell is
Yucky.
still active for your water breathing.
Yeah.
I don't want damp
Shoot.
sinuses, thank you.
Nissa takes the lead of your little group, and she like with her hand out to y'all, she like makes this hand signal of like bow or like follow my lead, like bow with me, and she like you see her like like standing, waist bent, back straight, bows to this merfolk that strides forward.
I bow.
Yep.
And you hear Nissa say to merfolk, she goes, "Oh, what just happened?"
Billy works calling her. He's gotta go. That panda. Damn it, Bobby.
Nissa
Come on, Bobby.
takes a bow, and says, "Greetings, Prime Speaker. I've brought surface dwellers who've met with Master Ushi. They have settled their toe with them, and the they have drank the waters with us under the skies of peace. They're here for nothing more than assistance, and as such, by the decree of the village, I have brought them before you first." Nissa stands and stands upright as you all kind of follow. So you see her like wave like no, not yet. Keep bowing.
Okay.
I comply.
Continue to bow.
This merfolk with the blue lionfish like things comes over, kind of like stalks to the left to like look at you all from the side, and like is kind of looking down. She doesn't have this face of like pity on you or not. She's very much just like looking and assessing y'all, like no attitude, like very stoic, very like a Glenn Close kind of face of just like looking at you.
Okay.
And then suddenly she says, "Please rise."
I'm definitely looking at her too.
"Thank you, Nissa." As she like queenly motions her hand to the side, and Nissa like takes her leave to like get out from in front of you all. And this prime speaker comes forward and says, "Welcome. Welcome to my little village. I am Prime Speaker Zaquin. You are all surface dwellers that had toe. I take it you have set foot on Daggertooth Island. Is this true?"
This is true.
It's a fact.
Unintentionally
now-
and with no offense.
She raises her hand to silence you.
Shut up.
"With you being here, I've surmised to have learned your lesson. If you are fellow friends in peace with us merfolk, you are, of course, allowed entry. If you do not mind, we will make a record of our accords of you all. It is not every day surface dwellers get to come into our villages here. Please tell me the business that you have, that you've come seeking assistance. Any one of you."
I seek my uncle. I do not mean to speak for my entire crew. This is a selfish request. My family has been kidnapped. My uncle has been taken, and the island next to you, and I seek to rescue him. We meant only to survey that island from yours, and I seek to only save my family. I do not mean to take anything from you, only to return my family to safety.
"You are a wise surface dweller. Put out claims that you wish not to take anything from us. I say, if people have laid foot upon the islands above us, as much as they were left barren and left to nature as is, it is nice to bring other life to these islands. We merfolk have been looking for ways to reach out to you all to make peace, for coexistence. It's going to be a very turbulent time. Your wars up there affect our lives down here as much as I know our wars down here affect your lives up there. But yet, for most, we are ignorant of certain things. Your uncle, and finding him is an honorable quest. We would very much like to help you. You have settled, you have paid tribute, and you are friends. The island that you seek, north of here, is a fortress. It used to be just a cliff island, but now someone years ago has come. And their stone carvers have built a large fortress atop this island. Ships come and go very often through there. And as such, the folks there have disrupted some hunting patterns. Needless to say, it has not affected us that too much, as we are pretty adaptable to life under the ocean. I see that Nissa has come with you, and you have been given the spell of water breathing. If you have come for Daggertooth, you have exactly 6 hours left of that spell. The kelp that you hold at your sides will most certainly help you with the rest of the way. How much more assistance can we give you to get to the island fortress?
At this moment, we only wish to go under the waves, under the cover of night. However, I am seriously intrigued by your conversation and topic of making peace, and that the wars above affect those below. We hold no sway with any specific nation, kingdom, or empire, and we only wish for the advancement of all intelligent life, or all life in general, under freedom, without the fear of slavery. And if it is your goal to continue your life to advance in peace, without war, without choosing to take that from others, we would be very inclined to assist you in that and give you all knowledge that we have. I only ask that we be allowed to continue this task at the moment with the time limitation that we have under the cover of darkness. Once I have brought my uncle back out of the clutches of whatever has taken him, I hope that we are all able to enjoy ourselves, and I have heard many a tale of his ability to play music underwater. And I hope that that is something that I can offer to you as a small token of enjoyment.
Well, the sun rises a new day upon the archipelago. You will have to wait here. I can make another chamber ready for air for you to breathe. There's not much I can do for the dryness, so I hope that you all do not suffer from still being damp. I do understand that you surface dwellers, when long exposed to seawater, sometimes has adverse effects.
As
I
a
will bring one of my scouts in off of a rotation of patrol, and they will lead you to the base of this fortress under the cover of night so you can find your way. For as you can imagine, at night, many of the predator creatures lurk in the coral beds, and I would not want to come across your leave-behinds from things like the moray eels, or the monstrous clams, or even the giant lobsters.
Did you
I
say large clams and large lobster?
I wave to I just one moment. Two things. One, as a crew who spends more than 70% of our time on the ocean, on a sea, on the sea spray. We're not exactly dry folk, so the moistness will not bother us at all. And we thank you so much for the accommodations, and this is just like home to us. We sleep on the sea. While you sleep under it, we sleep on it. Not on land, but as a part of the ocean, and we thank you for this. Secondly, I must indulge my companion here. He does want to wrestle something nefarious, and if we are to be stuck here, maybe, just maybe, one thing, if possible, for the entertainment of your people, we could watch him wrestle something.
For the entertainment. Yes, for the entertainment.
We are not Sahuagin. We do not stoop to barbaric acts of feats of strength. However, if your compatriot would like to venture out beyond this village and find these predators to fight on himself, that will be between him and that creature. The difference between life below the ocean and your life above the ocean is you will take claim to small parts of land and you attempt to survive in a thing called civilization with nature. But down below the waves, we have nothing but nature. So the laws here is the law of the fit, the law of the strong. If he
I
wishes to take
understand.
this into his own account, he's able to. If the creature wishes to fight back, they will. But if your friend dies from a creature, there is nothing we can do to offer assistance.
I apologize. Maybe it is the softness of civilization that has allowed us to partake in the indulgences of wrestling or fighting without the intent of survival that has changed
Food
our mindset. And I apologize for any offense caused.
meat would not go to waste. The village may have the bounty of the the encounter.
Again, We are not from here, and I apologize if we have misinterpreted any of your values. We mean absolutely no offense. The only request that I have is that my machination, my metal construct, resides. It is very dense. It is on the sea floor. It cannot climb the coral reef to join us. I wonder if there is anyone who could assist me in swimming down all the way to the seabed to retrieve him.
We will bring up your machination if you wish. If you need his company for comfort while you stay here until darkness.
Are you familiar with the surface creature called a cat?
We are familiar with the felines, yes.
It is in fact a very large
Raccoon.
metal feline. I look at the captain judgingly. I have changed its design numerous times, and its current form is very feline.
Raccoon.
I thank you very much. God damn it, Justin.
You can't convince me otherwise.
I know, dude. I can't convince anybody. It's not the goddamn trash panda.
Would us disrupting the that fortress up there and their shipping patterns to restore your hunting thing, like, that be beneficial to you guys at all, or we just not do that?
It's your business with those surface dwellers. Kind of you to ask that any sort of large-scale destruction of the fortress where debris would fall into the ocean and disrupt the ocean life around it would be the only disturbance.
Well, I would maybe not destroy the fortress per se, but the inhabitants.
Alas, we have sent emissaries in the past when they've attempted to build, and we have been shooed away with their. We have kept our distances. We know when we are not welcome.
Well, then we'll see. We apparently don't have anything that they like anyway, so maybe we can assist with that. Then you can have the fortress. Not that you need it being underwater and all, but like, you can have it.
Well, we will have no use of the fortress atop.
Well, then nature can reclaim it.
And that will make us happy.
It would also make the druid happy.
Allow us to bring you some food in the meantime. Food, and of course, we will have filtered water that you can drink.
They're so sweet.
So
They're so
goofy.
fucking
Very
sweet.
nice.
It's at this time, if people want to start looking about the
About the what?
as you guys start to notice, the walls are built fixed with tiles and shell.
Mm-hmm.
More murals.
So okay, so we have like 6 hours left to try to like roam around this underground settlement, right?
He was about to say to look around. Why? What's around? What can we see?
What do my elf eyes see?
Let me see it.
Let me see everything.
Is
I
there
am at the-
lore?
I am at the theater of the mind. Pull back the curtain.
Let me feast on the lore.
She needs the knowledge.
If me.
Picture. Ooh, baby, the mosaic.
That's the pretty.
Very.
Movement night of walking on water. Hey, they made a picture of me. That's awesome.
That's all he sees when he looks at.
You're the most ridiculous person/character I've ever met, and I love it. It's like I hate it and I love it all at once. But you know what? If you see you in that image, baby, I'm happy for you.
It's a guy
So there's
walking on
that
water,
one,
and guess what?
and
can
on the
walk on
other
water.
side is this one.
Red and blue.
Hmm.
They're stunning.
Yeah. Damn, son.
You guys have very fine taste in your arts.
Oh my god, right? Look at the glass, the seashells, the
She follows your eyes and she looks at what you're appreciating. She goes, well, we are very lucky to have our histories, and we celebrate that.
as you should. Our histories, those of us who are newer to the archipelago, our histories are very short, and this crew has learned a lot. We've learned a lot of the progenitor races and the creator himself. And those of us who have paid attention have learned quite a bit. And
You see a wide smile go over the prime speaker's face as she motions to the blue figure, and she goes, that is your creator.
and
The one in the red or the blue?
the blue.
The one
Okay,
in the blue.
Because the one in the red looks like bringer of death.
We are
He
very
was
very
not the bringer of death.
A river of red flows from him like blood.
It is the fire that he welded. He who brought land up through the surface. He who sculpted the islands you walk on with your creator, as she motions to the other side of the chamber with the one that looks like he's walking on waves against like that red ground background.
Okay.
and there are balance to things. What is below the sea is balanced by what is above the sea, and we thank the creator for that. We thank those we have met who knew the creator, those who have been captured in time that we have been lucky enough to come across, and we are thankful for it. Your history is beautiful. And as a fledgling race above the ocean, we are discovering more and more. We are thankful that you would share these things with us, and we value them.
As the creator listens to us, being that looks like an ear in the middle. That's awesome.
Pardon me, but is there no mosaic of the white-robed figure?
You see her immediately pick interest, and she goes, there actually is the White Warder. His mosaic hangs in another one of the hovels here, not in this chamber. If you wish to see it, I can bring you there.
I would be honored.
I would also be honored. Thank you so much.
Sure. Love to.
Genuine interest. Genuine interest. Okay.
Nope, I don't know. The next time I'm gonna be underwater, I'll check it out.
You're right. You know.
And a matter of convenience. And then here comes Slate. If everybody's doing it, I'll do it.
Maybe there's limes in there.
Right.
He could not live
I'm
underwater.
a
There's no
goddamn
limes under here.
captain, you bastards.
We love you.
How dare you?
Most people love you.
Some people love you.
There was a certain elephant girl who did love you.
Oh shit, she
Hey,
did.
Hey, do you guys see the?
She wanted to blow your horn.
Hey, do you
Jesus
guys
Christ.
see the fuck, what is it? The snail in the one of the paintings?
No, I just saw seashells.
So, yeah, I mean, these mosaics are built of seashells and colorful stones. Like, it's just a mix.
They're so
I don't think there's a significant portion to an individual piece. You know, it is the sum of the parts.
It's just cool.
It is very fucking cool.
That was my wrist.
She leads you, so like she taps the trident on the ground again. The chamber fills up with water all the way. And once the chamber is completely filled, the doors open up again. And she leads you down another hallway, not the hallway you came out. But you come out of like another one of the door hovels of this village, and you guys swim across. At this point, nobody's gawking. Everybody's kind of like cool. Everybody gets it. Everybody knows that you guys are, kosher. You swim down like I guess what you could consider one of these streets as she goes down to another round dome. As she passes within like 6 paces of other merfolk, you see these merfolk give like signs of reverence, like palm to their heads and out to the prime speaker as she swims by. But she doesn't reciprocate it. She just they quickly stop, do this little motion, and then carry on with the rest of their day.
What was the motion that they had been doing? I want to remember this.
It's just a sign of the cross.
It's an open hand. It's an open hand, and it's palm to the forehead and then back out. Like
I see you.
I need to have. Well, yeah, it's not the fingers to the forehead. I see you, but it's like palm to the forehead and then like palm like falling back down, like palm offered out towards the prime speaker.
Very Hindu. But yes, I see it.
Yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I will remember this. Hopefully.
I want to put.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So you come into another hovel. Much like how Nissa guided you guys into the first one, the prime speaker like waits on the outside and like, helps guide you all not to like brush up against the siding or the coral, whatnot. Like they're like very careful that you guys don't harm yourselves on their structures.
Like an enemy,
because it is built.
we can't touch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As everybody gets in, she comes in behind you. But this area doesn't have hallways. It like has like a open area, and she swims to the right door, and you kind of go past like what looks like an armory of nets, fishing tridents, spears, what looks like a harpoon gun with which is just a basic like wooden body with the rubber band to like pull back and like launch. Past this room, you come into what looks like a staging area or ready room, and then on the side in this beautiful, on the side wall of this room, then you see this.
Oh
And
Lord.
I need everybody to give me a perception check, and Prim, you can make it at advantage.
How'd I do? 21.
I'm not very perceptive because I am absolutely fucking bewildered by the beauty of this.
I know what this is. I know what this is.
It's just so much more intricate than the last. You know what I mean? It's just, Well, meanwhile, I'm standing next to you. I'm standing next to you, Prim, while you're like shitting yourself, and I'm like, ooh, pretty colors.
They
I'm
are
so
pretty
happy.
colors.
Prim, is there something you would like to share with the rest of the class?
Look at it real close. Does he look familiar?
Does he look like the guy that we freed from time and he's on our ship?
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's him!
So
It's right there.
So
Know
what?
that guy.
Hey, recap.
The
Who did
prime
we free?
speaker raises her eyebrow, like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I immediately apologize for my lack of decorum.
So, we're
Sorry.
like geeking out right now.
We
Who did
are
we
very
free?
familiar with this person, and it's an honor to be able to see such a stunning mosaic of him.
We are intimately familiar with this person, and the depiction of him is spot on. However, no mosaic will ever be able to capture his true, interesting personality. What a pistol.
You know very well of the White Warder?
Our entire crew knows very, very well.
This is fortunate that we have met surface dwellers who are so so vast in true history. Most surface dwellers we know follow other idolaters.
Is this the guy
Please,
that made us go
share
back
with
in
me.
time?
Please share with me the story that you know of the White Warder, he who would protect the land.
I'll tell her of how we found him in the tomb,
Yep.
where those giant snake people were protecting it, and
Tell-
we
tell-
had
tell-
to
tell-
use
tell her,
multitude
tell her.
of gems in order to free him. But
Oh my
he
God, we
does
did
not
everything.
have the same abilities he did previously, probably because he was in a tomb for a
Locked in
really long time.
Yeah. Tell her about like his personality and like his tell her all about like the freaking vampire we met from the alternate plane and like the dreamscape and like the sworn enemy thing and like
the thing that we were
oh
told
my
about
God.
the whole war
Yeah.
up above. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You talk about when you talk about the wars above that affect those below.
Get so excited.
This is it. We have spoken with him. We have met his adversaries. We have third party objectively assisted those who simply wish to get home and didn't know how to do that, and we are very familiar with and we only wish for the best for all without sacrificing something from another. and this entity has helped us with that.
You see her place her hands over her chest, like where like the human heart would be. And she goes, "Praise be to the Creator that the White Warder lives." Did he tell you of how he had how he was slain in that final battle?
No, come to think of it, he didn't.
No, only that he was trapped, and we didn't pry. We didn't ask if it was his to give. We received it willingly and thankfully, but we never asked for more than he was willing to give.
I asked him a lot of questions, but
Okay, but he was like, a lot of it wasn't really like, it was like
I wasn't
surface
sure
level
if he
conversation.
even
Yeah,
remembered that.
Come on.
Yeah,
like surface level stuff. We didn't pry too deep. We didn't go
I
below
pried
the
a bit more
water.
than that.
All right, we stayed above.
Out of game.
We stayed above the surface. Shut up. Point is,
The histories are passed down from generation of Prime Speaker, and we try to tell it as true as we can. The creator of this world, who had brought in what he thought was his friends to help build this place. Of course, he was turned on by some of these friends. The ensuing battle raged and caused quite chaos. Us sea folk were unsure of the cataclysm would result in such an apocalyptic form. The red-robed figure that we know as Squall was so ferocious, so determined to put an end to this, to free this world from the Creator and return from where it came, that in one final fatal blow he was bringing down, our White Warder here intercepted it, put his life on the line. From what we surmise of your surface dwellers and where these otherworldly gods come from, it was this act that ended the war. It put Squall into such grief and guilt that he fled. But the Creator was so heartbroken that we know that the White Warder was put to rest somewhere in the archipelago. This location was not known to us, and we assume no tribe knew this. The magics that were laid down, that our Creator borrowed from our own and from what he knew, placed him in what we know is a form of stasis. His protection power was to be suffused throughout the land. The Creator shared with the merfolk of the age then that it was to prevent this world from plunging into any further chaos or being swallowed up by the hole from whence it came. And those are the words he told us. This world was to be prevented from being swallowed up by the hole from whence it came. This act that the White Warder did in sacrificing his own life and allowing the Creator to suffuse his protection magics into this plane, we know is what gives our life meaning and the ability for us to carry on and for this world to go through the cosmos unabated. The fact that you have said that you have met him, you have risen him, it brings me joy. You saying that his powers have changed, I can understand that whatever ritual that the Creator did with him, he probably underwent a lot more changes than he thought. We do not believe we'd be able to help him, but of course he is very much welcome to visit. Having the White Warder amongst us would be like watching the god amongst small folk, if you can imagine that. The fact that you have been with him and travel with him, you will be pretty much considered demigods from this point on by the merfolk.
No, that's too much.
That's
Please no.
No, that's
no. That's
we
dear
were just
lords,
fortunate. Right
gods
place, right
above,
time.
below, before, behind. Nope, that's not us. We are. We just fight slavers. We
I
do a
am
lot of
so
stuff.
happy that
Yep. We
Winston
are. Yep.
was able
He's.
to
Yep.
help our world.
Yep.
And we're both fortunate on that,
All of
as
us.
merfolk and as
Mm-hmm.
land folks.
Above the sea and below. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are just as in awe as you are.
Yep. And if he is and he was everything that you say, it would only make logical sense that the sacrifice that he made is what resulted in him being limited in his power and his existence now. And by, as a scientist, I follow the laws of equivalent exchange, and I have no desire to return him to his previous power if it is keeping everything in balance. I am so happy and so thankful that he is able to sail the seas with us, to meet foes and friends alike, to experience the life that he has. But demigods, we are not. Immortal, exceptional. No, we are mortals. We are just trying to make this world a better place. Each of us has our own individual goal. Right now, my goal is my family. I just want my uncle back. I can't think of a whole lot more than that. Each of us has something that we want to do, and our collective goal is to rid evil from this plane of existence. And we have been blessed. We have been lucky, no matter what deity you serve or follow or don't. We've been very, very lucky to meet such wonderful people, such as Winston, the white clad that you praise, is such a phenomenal being. We wouldn't want to change that for anything. And please do not revere us or respect us as anything other than the humble people who accidentally besmirched your honor by treading on your island and paid the tow. We are just regular people.
We are just humble guests in your presence, and we
Humble.
appreciate all the teaching you have given us and the fact that we have just been able to learn more and see your beautiful home is more than enough.
We are humble fumblers because we make a lot of mistakes, and in doing so, and by not immediately reaching for the sword or the gun, we have learned so much. And again, I agree with my sister. We thank you so much.
We're just people.
Yep, we're just people.
Be it
And,
as you may, your visit, your knowledge, is as if the stars and planets and everything in the chaos and the Everything in the cosmos has come to align to have this fortuitous meeting. To your wishes, I will ensure that you are not treated with reverence, unwanted reverence. But please make yourselves at home within the village. You have some time until nightfall. If you wish to speak with me any further on the histories and the things going forward, I will be in the other chamber. If you wish to have more supply, people here will be willing to trade. We do know currencies and coinage, and we know how the weights, the gold and silver that you receive and trade here will be of the same weights that you will be used to in your surface world. I do not know how dangerous approaching this island is going to be for you all, but I do hope you make the necessary preparations. Your words bring happiness to me. For fighting slavery is a certain evil that a civilization such as yours has sprung up. And we do not believe in slavery down here underneath the seas. And as we said, we don't worship nobody but the creators that came before us. They are godly, yes, but we know what nature is and the seeking of balance throughout the universe. That is what we worship.
I love
And
those.
we
Friends to this merfolk tribe, and we will make sure that the surrounding merfolks know of you.
thank you for
Your
this
visit is
kindness.
And
I'm
I
so
thank
sorry.
you for coming down to see us under the ocean. This
I
has
only
been a
I
great
only have
visit.
a couple of questions.
Oi.
Ask.
Okay, so it's really not exciting. It's not like history or anything. I understand that it is very damp here. Would it be acceptable or would it be insulting to your people if we were to
Get a
have
towel?
have a fire and sleep within a dry area that we could create via magic? Is it okay if we have a fire and cook fish or cook or warm other rations? I do not wish to cause damage or harm to the room that you have provided us for by drying it out with a fire, but we are simple creatures and we are warm-blooded and we get very cold very easily. Um, we do not fluctuate with the temperature of the water around us. Is it okay if we have a fire?
Unfortunately, none of these structures here were built to support a fire that is required of the surface dwellers. We do have fabrels that will mimic and cook food if that is what you need. But as I've said earlier, completely draining these chambers of water will be nigh impossible, as there will be always some level of dampness and a little bit of water that is needed to make sure pressure doesn't build up elsewhere in the chambers.
Hand on my head. This is Adam to the DM. Is this like ankle deep water?
Yeah, every time she drains a chamber and the doors close, it goes to ankle deep, and like wherever you guys choose to like chill and relax, like they can make the chamber like be like this. That would and it would have furniture that you can like get on, but like everything is going to still be wet or damp to a degree.
Okay.
So ankle deep to y'all is like waist deep for me.
Oh my god. You're not
Wow,
that small.
that's
It's
short.
just mid shin. You fucking tiny little leprechaun fuck. Um, my only question is, I mean, Rob, you know the design of V1, V2, all of them. Their back is built to carry. Could I have a campfire on the back of V1, V2, cat, whatever, without causing it to destroy or dissipate, or would that cause like continuous fire damage?
Yeah, because there's no way for the smoke to go.
Ah, true. All right. Well, the reason I
Also,
asked,
what are you going to light on fire?
mm,
There's no wood.
I have spells. I have cantrips. I have things.
I have my breath.
We have things. We have things in the bag of holding.
Please let us not destroy their nice structures
And
we just got.
and
Well, it's not the
and
snagging a power nap, all right?
Yeah, I could definitely use some sleep.
This is
a
why I'm
lot
asked.
full.
This is why me, Adam, hand on head, is asking the things to understand the area. I do not mean to offend. This has been a phenomenal experience so far.
I'm
and
so happy here.
oh my god, my desire for knowledge. I am satiated for the first time since an eldritch horror took control of my body.
Yeah, also still concerned about that, by the way.
It's super concerned, but also this is the first time my desire for knowledge has been satiated
In a safe manner.
without the
For now.
STDs. So,
Safe
all right,
for now.
safe for now. All right,
Allegedly.
back to the
Allegedly.
game. We thank you so much for hospitality. I would love to venture around your esteemed village establishment huddle. I have no idea what you would call this. What would you call this in our language? Your
This is a
congregation.
village.
A village?
This is a
Village.
village.
I would love to venture through your village with my sister, only because she keeps me in check. And we would love to talk to your vendors and see what it is that you have for sale. You say you know of our currency, and I would love to trade.
While we're in
Trade you shall.
an air bubble, I'm going to cast water breathing on myself so that I don't have to speak dolphin while we're
I thought
out
you
and
switched
about.
back.
I did.
Oh, you didn't do the kelp.
I didn't do the kelp, but I
you
only
fuck
have 2 wild shapes, so if we're gonna wander around for a long time, I want to be
I
able
know.
to breathe.
I got 6 hours on the town. You better match me or sit
Oh
at
yeah,
home.
I'm good for 24 after I
Let's
cast
do this.
the
Let's
thing.
do this shit.
But we still won't be able to talk while we're underwater, so I hope.
Sign language. We spend enough time together.
Yeah, but the vendor has to understand your weird movements.
Point, thumbs up, smile, smile.
Do they do thumbs up? You don't know.
We're gonna figure it out. And
Some of
That's
them may
why I
not
was
even have
afraid to give
thumbs.
them the. That's why I was afraid to give them the pythons and the 2 middle fingers.
Yeah, you don't know if that's an insult.
I have the fucking
No.
helm of language speaking or what the fuck ever, helm of understanding. Like blurp
I also
with me.
totally forgot. I never showed you guys this.
Show us.
Show us what?
Oh.
Silver
Oh my
Dragon
God.
Of Rockland Island, so pretty.
So beautiful.
That is Holobrand.
That is.
Look at that, man.
Well,
It just reminds
we
me.
never
It
got
reminds
to see him in that form.
in my eyes, in my mind, it's like the Mulan song. What I'm fighting for. You guys know what I'm talking about from Mulan?
I know the song you're talking about. What do you mean in your head?
That's what I'm fighting for.
For the dragon?
Yes, for a beautiful, gorgeous, silver flying dragon that means no harm on normal people.
Yeah, the metallic dragons are pretty fucking chill when they don't have somebody hunting them.
Oh my god, unlike that other dragon
The
that we met.
black dragon.
You don't use the descriptor word.
Drag.
I pet my dragon that's on my chest. I call him Ready.
Did you just randomly pet your chest now?
He just he's got the tattoo there. He's just
He's ready for anything.
It's red, isn't it?
Yep.
Aren't red dragons
God.
bad? In
Yep,
theory?
so's he, so's Arn. He's on his second goddamn life. Cats were promised
And
9.
he is living it, man. He's
He was
trying to
promised
flirt with
1.
these fucking merfolk
Yeah.
that don't want shit to do with
He's taken live every day like it's your last to the fucking
Exactly.
goddamn explanation of it verbatim.
Carpe diem, baby.
Oh, my Atlanta.
And I got one more life to live with this little thing around my neck.
Well, this has been wonderful. I missed you guys
So much lore.
so fucking much.
Much lore.
And I feel like it's been so many sessions since we've been together, and it's probably just because I missed so many. But so much lore, so much like world building. It's been wonderful. Thank you, Rob, for the depth of your insanity and your wonderfulness. Thank you,
Yes.
Shannon.
This has been sitting here for quite a while.
Oh God,
So
I love it so
happy.
much. Yeah, thank you, Shannon, so much for like the vibe, just being able to like sibling that shit and nerd
Because
out.
BC was
Oh,
absolutely right. You guys had been there before, and it
Yeah.
didn't turn out right because you all camped out during the storm, and you guys
Right.
were happened upon.
It's been so fucking good. I'm so thankful. So happy to have a full house. Happy to have everybody together. Thank you, Rob, for this wonderful world you have created us to play in. And, you know, it's your world and we're just living in it. So thank you so much.
Not wrong. GG,
Thanks
guys.
for playing.
Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off here since we're done. Have a great night, guys! That was a lot of lore. We still haven't saved Uncle Ben, so I guess that'll be next session on Thursday. Have a good night. See you next Thursday for more D&D. Bye.